In the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Just like in life, a project life cycle must eventually come to an end. In this lesson, we'll discuss the happy and sad process that concludes a project, the close project or phase process. The close project or phase process finalizes all the work done across all the process groups to formally end a phase or close the entire project. It confirms the completion of the project deliverables to the satisfaction of the project sponsor and communicates the final disposition and status to all the stakeholders. When this process is used to close out a phase of the project, it establishes the transition into the next phase of the project. If a project or phase is terminated before it's completed, this process also establishes procedures to investigate the reasons why this happened and what, if anything, can be done to prevent this from happening in any future projects. To successfully close out a project or a phase, the project manager must review all the information from the phase or from the project itself to ensure the goals have been met. The final scope is measured against the project's plans, and any lessons learned during the project are documented. This involves getting confirmation in writing from the project sponsor and the major stakeholders that the project or phase has actually been completed and its goals have been met. Once the project manager has gotten the sponsor to sign off on the final documents and the deliverable has been handed over to the stakeholders, there is one last thing the project manager is responsible for: the party. It's always recommended that the project manager arrange an appropriate celebration at the end of a project or a phase. It's important to recognize all the hard work that the team has put into the project. Give them the opportunity to blow off some steam and reflect on the good job they've done. You didn't think that successful project management was all work and no fun, did you? The project management plan is the first input into the closed project or phase process because it contains the agreement that defines what the project will finally produce. Accepted deliverables can include certain project documents as well as the final product, service, or result. Anything a project manager may use to complete the project are inputs because these organizational process assets are tools that can affect the final outcome of the deliverable. One of the tools and techniques that a project manager will use during the closed project or phase process is expert judgment. It's always a good idea to consult with someone who has some experience in closing out projects. With all that's gone on during the project manager should utilize expert judgment to make sure small details that can affect the final outcome haven't been overlooked. It's never a problem to have a second set of eyes look over the final process. Certain analytical techniques can be helpful and used to find the details that may be otherwise overlooked. Just because the project is coming to an end doesn't mean there will be no more meetings. Everyone involved has to know the status of the project and that it's coming to an end. Meetings give the stakeholders the chance to address any final concerns for the deliverable and ensures the smooth and successful handover of the project or phase. The final outputs of the closed project or phase process are the final product, service, or result transition. This is it, the deliverable, the big deal. This is the output that everyone has been waiting for. In most projects, the tools used to start the project are often updated or replaced before the end of the project lifecycle. A project manager must ensure these organizational process assets are updated so the organization knows what new tools it has and can use to complete their next project. It's not out of the ordinary to have outstanding issues or actions at the end of a life cycle that have to be addressed during the closed project or phase process. Loose ends need to be tied and things need to get cleaned up before they are handed over. The closed project or phase process ensures that nothing has been left behind and coordinates the best and, in my opinion, the most important activity, the successful project's party.